Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Alyssa and this is my channel, She Writes Books. Today I'm taking you through my photography binder because I took black and white photography, which is photography 2, and I just kind of want to share with you guys my journey in photography. So this was very interesting because we used the black and white camera. I've already turned mine in because we are in the last couple weeks of school and we had to turn them in, otherwise they would come after us. Literally, they were, my teacher was like, we'll come after you if you don't turn it in. But first, to talk about the class, there was amazing people. The teacher was amazing, and she was always like able to help you if you were having problems, because for most of us, like me, it was my first time in the darkroom, as well as using an enlarger, which I can't really explain what that is, but that's what you kind of... Okay, so there's like this table thing, and this kind of long spine, I guess, and then the projector. It kind of looks like a projector, but it just kind of projects light after you adjust everything, and it projects light for a certain amount of time that you've set on the little time meter thing, because there's this button where you push all the way back and it allows you to just look at the photo and adjust things as needed. And then there is the forward one, which when you press the white button, it kind of turns on for a certain amount of seconds or minutes. I think it's seconds. And so like 10 seconds, and the light would be on for 10 seconds. And if you're doing something like burning, which is putting your hand under the light and just kind of moving it everywhere, or moving it in a certain spot so that you're blocking the light from everywhere else, and you're putting more light in one photo. I have a couple of examples that my teacher was doing to show me. And the first thing that you normally have to do, but since a lot of the time I didn't have like a full negative sleeve filled in, I do have a sleeve that is just for putting negative sleeves back in if I don't have time, or I don't know. I'll show you guys that one. Anyways, this is what a negative sleeve looks like. This is for the negatives, and the film, what is that one? I think that's just black. Sometimes they turn out all black. I think that's just an all black one. But I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't think you guys can tell what's on here, but there are pictures on here. And these were some of the first ones that we did. This is what's called a contact sheet. And that's someone from our class. And there's literally, with college it's interesting because it's people from 16 years old to older, and it's cool because you get to be with people who are just like either learning or already know so much that they can help you, which was the case with our class. We had a interesting class because some people would show up and then no one would show up. So, but the nice thing with our class is everyone gets along so well and we all have a lot in common, which is what I loved about this class. And I actually met a friend who we just talked about Walking Dead. Right now it's Fear the Walking Dead because that song, and she started watching the season, or the series from this season. I don't know if you can kind of see the photos. If I had the camera available, which I don't, I'd be able to show you guys better. But I'm just going to actually close that, flip all the way to the back. So, when I was having a hard time putting the negative sleeves back into their regular spots, which they are all out of order, so don't really mind. I put them in here, which is just a regular one. And the first few photos, which all of these photos are not in order. There are a few that I have out there because I'm planning on giving them to my grandparents, but to just kind of show you guys, I think a few of these are for my project. So this one was the one where I had to add more light over here and kind of this is glossy paper, so I might make an updated version or just make a video with the camera where I show you guys one by one each photo. But that is of the graveyard, and this one we had to really go through the last of my paper, so I ended up having to borrow some from the teacher. We're doing a project where you had to choose a line from a song or a book or a speech or whatever, and I did the Hanging Tree song, and that was also for, this is one of the photos for the song. I did the Hanging Tree song from Mockingjay, Hunger Games. And then this one, that is a rope for the hanging part of the tree. This is one of my favorite prints that I printed out. I'm trying to get it, so there you go. This was taken over by Wildwood Park, and I might actually go over there today if I can find the camera and take some photos, but I loved how dark the trees turned out. In real life, they're so much darker than they show, but the rope is actually blurred a little bit, and I love that part of it. This was one of the first ones that we did, and I think this is my hair in the corner, but we were doing, she wanted to show us panning, which is just moving the camera along with the object that you're trying to take a photo of before you snap the shot. I think when I was printing it, I got my hair in the photo, so I think that's what's that, or it was my hand, but since there's like little wisps, that looks like my hair. This is one of my friends. I don't know if you can even see him. This was over by Goodwill Mansion. This one's way too dark. These ones weren't a pain. There are some that were just a pain to even try and take a photo of. I ended up having to double or triple some of my photos. Yeah, I think this one is just one of my favorites. I'm gonna frame this, but we are gonna, if we want to, we're gonna trade photos. And so I don't know if anyone would want that one. A friend of mine didn't like it in class, so who knows. It's funny because while we're processing the, there's a fixer, there's a developer, and then there's just a water to kind of rinse it. The fixer is what you do first, or is that the developer? I get them mixed up, but you can get so zoned out with that it's not like, you have to, it's very time consuming. It's very time consuming. That's what I was trying to say. And this one is the third one that I'm going to be doing. And it is in front of the graveyard on Mangrove in Chico. And that is where I live. But this is across town actually. And it's just through the fence, the graveyard. I showed this to my mom and she liked the tree one with the rope a lot better, but I do love this one because to me it kind of encompasses Hunger Games a little bit in my interpretation because it seems more confined through the fence than if you were actually looking through it for the opening. And I just really love it. That was also one with my friend. This one is one of a bus, and I did the drip technique where you take a brush and put it in the fixer or developer, and you just kind of either like paint or literally drip it onto the thing. And this is of a broken down bus at the scrap metal yard. I think this might be the cover of one of my stories that I haven't even written yet, but I am outlining. I just really love it because the way that the light is shining through is just so cool, and it gives it that kind of creepy vibe. I actually came up with a couple scenes for that story, and I just so I did like mainly brush strokes through the whole thing, and I kind of wish I didn't do too much, but you can actually tell what it is. On my other one I didn't. This is just another graveyard one. See, sometimes you have to do multiple ones in order to get it right, and sometimes it's very hard to get it centered. I got these centered. That was good. Oh, this one was centered as well, and that other graveyard one. So I'm going to put these ones back in the right order. I'm making sure that they're in order. So I literally just got home and I decided to film this video because this has been a video in the making. I decided to do this right when I started my class. So this one was a really bad print of the ground. There's only two in here. This one and this contact sheet. Which I forget. You kind of do the contact sheet so that you can see what photos you have and what time you need to do the photos at. Okay, I have it all backwards. Yep, this is a backwards photo. There are two photos that oh, that's the one of the lizard. Oh, I took this one of a little lizard, but you can't even see it. I forgot completely what that photo was. I think tomorrow I might try printing that bus one if I can find it, because that's just on the paper. This was my teacher, or something that my teacher did, because I missed the day that we had to be there to see the demos, and to see the demos, so she did a half sheet for me of the same bus photo as the last one that I showed you, and that was what she did. I wanted to try and do this, but I didn't figure out how to do this kind of paint splotch thing because I love it, and I ended up keeping it because, well, one thing, it's my photo, but there's that one. And then what's the other one? Oh, this is a big dog Ripley. It's a little too dark. You can kind of see it. You can see it if I take it out. This is going to be kind of a long video, so you might want to drink or something. I should have said that at the beginning, but I didn't know how long it would be. So it's kind of too dark. You can see it in person more. But I ended up taking Ripley out back. I tried without treats, and then I tried with treats. With treats was a lot with her doggy treats, because I was able to have her pay attention to the treat, and then quickly snap the photo and then give it to her. I literally took out the whole bag with me to get the photo. Now this one was a kind of class favorite of some people. And it was going to be for, or I think, I don't know if this one's going to be for one of the projects, but I really love this one. It's on the Medieval Mansion, and it looks just really creepy, although I could have used a bit more time, I think, for the light part of it, but I did the drip technique on there, and a lot of some of the guys in my class who were processing theirs really liked it, and it's just so cool. This is one of my favorites, and I definitely want to frame this one if I can. What's also cool is it looks like there's a couple of ghosts down here. I don't know if you can tell by the glare, but like right there and somewhere over here, it looks like there's ghosts. Yeah, whole semester can bring you a lot of photos. This is another bus one with another drip technique. As you can tell, that's my favorite one. I tried the burning technique, and that didn't really turn out well, because I ended up burning the ground instead of the sky, which is what I was hoping, because it was another tree one. I need to not talk so fast. It was another tree one, but this is just one that I ended up taking at the way back of the bus, and these are like old buses that are used that are in the scrap metal yard, and I just love it. It got really hot in that bus, and during that day that we were out there. Are there 3 photos in here? Nope, only 2. This is another bus one. I like it, but my mom didn't like it, and I think my teacher liked it. I don't know. This is the same bus photo, and it's not really, you can't really tell. Hey everyone, I'm back. I had to stop recording for a sec because my mom was asking me what I wanted for lunch. Anyways, going back to the photos. There's one photo I don't know that you'll be able to see at all, because that's what we have for lunch. Anyways, this photo is of broken glass on the ground. You can kind of see it up there. I had to sepia tone it, or bleach it and sepia tone it. Sepia tone kind of brings the color more, or kind of makes it brings the color out, like, into the photo more, which is what I had to do. And after this photo, I remember that day, I was just so frustrated because all of my photos turned out black, and I was not able to do that project because I did not have my 3 photos. But nonetheless, I do love this one still, and I'm glad that I kept it, even though it took so long, and even though you can't see it. Let me know if you can see it down below. I'm realizing now that it's reflecting my laptop. That the photos are reflecting my laptop. That's the other one that I showed you guys already.